There's basically a third of it you can't play with at all, and now they have to tunnel themselves and funnel back through and try to get to safety. I like Pack of Loss here. He finds, I believe, an elim, the first between him and his dual partner. We'll hope to see them pick up more eliminations on the way. We see Nate Hill, though, rolling around with his dual partner, FaZe Funk. I'm very excited to tune into these guys, see what they've got going on. Now, I believe they probably have more of a loadout. There's just a slight visual bug where they're, it's showing they are not having weapons and traps, but it's just a visual bug. I'm sure they have more. And again,
potentially, or they could not. We've seen this happen before. And you know what? Sometimes they don't necessarily need more. Great shot from Nate right there. Definitely chewing on his gum today. Got that focus and composure going out as Javas does finish it up, is going to get the point. And Funk also qualified last week in the solos, was landing on those Baldus to the north of Pleasant. So looks like with him and Nate rolling around in those, might have adopted that as their duo spot. Now going to jump on board with Manny, who has Dopeye and Tubby just above him. You see W Dean and Aragorn also picking up elims there. So getting closer to that top 15. Knifer has been eliminated, so Manny is one of those solo parties just rolling around. There's only 3 of them, but also Zeke has the Shadow Bombs.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 4 of them, so that's the thing. This item is still so new to the meta right now. I think players are still trying to figure out how they want to utilize it. It's like the glider redeploy. Like the redeploy has been in the meta for so long,
but just the game.
Yes, the game for so long, and just recently being adopted back into the meta as being such a favorable item. Manny here going to get cracked there. He does have this blue tack as well, so I'm curious to see how he might put that to work, but he's going to get shot down potentially. Okay, he's fine. Shadow Bomb, I like it. Disengage, again, so you get the double hop and you get the wall hop. Sorry, I guess it was like double jump and a wall hop. Oh,
pop it again.
Did he not see the player?
Nope, it looks like the player didn't see him, or there's something going on, but now he's directly on top in the box, and WD does clean that one up as we get close to the top 15. So another thing about that shadow form, it also will not expire until you end up touching the ground. So if you continue wall jumping back and forth, you will be able to keep it.
Wait, did he stick it?
Yes, he did. WG ended up sticking him, and he gets it.
God.
Artist gets picked up. He drops another clinger directly down. He said, if you want to go for him, you can try and get it. Gets the conversion going up, already on the 100-100, so no siphon, but we're inside the top 15 now. Aragorn on the high ground. Hill and Funk still rolling around on the low ground. You have Blue Tea and Roat also on that mid-ground tarp here, so getting challenged right now by another one of our teams who is up top. It is Poppin and his dual partner, but J-Love is going to pick up Lavas. Roat trying to find this, but keeps getting walled off. Eventually he's going to opt to drop down and not waste his mass. He drops down instead into an opponent's 1-by-1. Can't quite convert. Finds the wall in place and he gets it. FBI, open up. Icons going back to lobby there as J-Love picks up another elimination to push us inside the top 10 now, Z.
I don't know if going back out in the storm was worth it there. He is going to have to take 40 points of straight health damage there to do it. We'll have to see if it pans out for them. They're going to go into the sky. Blue Tea kind of sitting on critical right now, Sundown, but keep in mind they have 5 elims, so maybe looking to convert as much as possible. Like you talked about, we have 12 players, 8 duos. We see Aguilar go down, and look how we're moving up this mountain. These guys need to get up now. They have to go because they can very easily get boxed out. I'm sorry, who was that?
Putatu was able to utilize the Shadow Bomb to get up on the high ground, but Tuxie lands directly on top of him. It was great because you talked about that quote-unquote mountain. It was more of like a kind of steep hill, but that being said, still going to require you to build up of it. And now Roat and Blue Tea, the players who were able to maintain that high ground control in such a great spot. Folkbomb and Nate were able to roll their way into a top 5, but that's going to be it from them. The poison traps are going off. You see Tuxie ticking down there, and he does get ticked out. Roat and Blue Tea hold the high ground and run it out. 7 eliminations, victory royale, 17 points from the duo, and honestly, like, that's a really solid team. Haven't seen them play together before. Typically it's Blue Tea and EMAD, but I'm a big Roat fan. Roat known for going off in the early and the mid game. Blue Tea known for popping off in the late game. I mean, hey, you put them together, Zeke, it's like chocolate and peanut butter.
There you go. But we still have more Fortnite action we had, so we're already shifting gears, getting into the next game, checking in with Benny Bounce and Pulsar PS here. We've got the Boom Bow. I mean, look, I love the heavy sniper, but the Boom Bow is very quickly making its way into my heart. over it just because of like the crazy flick shots you can make. Now it does do 100 on impact. It's got like a little baby AoE, so you could potentially hit near
little
someone.
Baby AoE.
I mean,
it's
not
not insignificant.
Like, what would you say? We don't really have like a size equivalent, right? Like you talk about like a stinker bomb, you know, like you throw it in and it's basically bigger than like a 1x1. You're like, right.
I mean, we could probably get exact units on them if you wanted. I'll do that for tomorrow. I'll get exact unit measurements on RPG versus grenade versus that. That'll be my homework.
There you go. Homework for us. Top 20 right now. 37 players remain. As someone was looking to get picked out of the sky right there, they are going to get chipped down. That was Skies, who was up in the sky. Right now,
well, not anymore, as he got chipped out there, was forced to drop down, but Pulsar was able to then tag, and he's going to be sent back with the, oh my god, Pulsar getting slowest builder as well. Need to build a little quicker than that. Not going to be enough as we continue with the North America East action.
We see players getting shot down here, but Turkey Lips, oh man, and Outlet, one of my favorite duos ever. Turkey Lips came out back in what, Summer Skirmish? And we just happened to tune into his stream. I'd never seen him before, and I was like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's Turkey Lips, and I just immediately like burst out laughing because I was like, what is his name?
Yo, Incredible, it's the Gobble Gang, man. Shout out to the Gobble Gang. All about it, you know, the player for Wombo Esports just recently kind of signing with that organization, now trying to push up. Haven't seen them as much in these open tournaments, but always
They're coming in!
Will stuttered right there, dropped into the box, and will be sent back to lobby as we get closer to that first placement threshold, and we see the Shadow Bomb picked up. So players are carrying them. They seem to know that there's some use for them, and I think we'll start to see players use them as an intermediate rotation tool. Hey, don't want to pop your Rift? Hey, don't get enough to get a launch pad or something? Let's carry this instead. Hey, we don't have high ground. It's a real quick, easy way to rotate. If you don't have high ground, considering redeploy only really enables you to go from top down, Shadow Bomb's kind of the opposite. This lets you go bottom up or just straight across without really being the main target of a threat. As we see, Benny Bouts' partner Pulsar does get picked up, so all of that high ground control not necessarily converting over. Keyboy Wiz goes down. Wavy Skies gets just abused right there by Benny, and he knows he'll have that siphon coming through, so now going to try and take off. Put a little distance between him and that storm, which is the biggest threat. There you go. Wavy gets converted. Now he's back up to above 160 effective HP. Fury Nico gets taken down. So Jordan has the high ground. Trust is working his way through that mid-tart. Now partnerless. You still have 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 5 people playing marbles on the low ground with the safe rotations. Pepe, please. Great shot onto Drexler. Goes down, sticks with it, and picks up a second as well. And he says, nah, I'm out. Gonna use the Shadow Bomb. This is what I'm talking about. It's a safe rotation, no contention, can get up over on the side, and now you're good. He just crossed no man's land, got himself into a better spot, and didn't have to burn his launch pad, which normally would have been the answer there.
I love to see it. We're seeing the viability of this item increase. Literally every moment it's being used, I like to see it. We're about to hit top 10, though. 3 duos need to fall. We see in the elimination feed another pair goes down, getting ever closer here. Pepe, please. He looks maybe to try and line up a shot. A few damage on shield, but not much. That player still has their shields intact as well, so nothing to follow through just yet. But look at up. So there's someone on this highest of high, because Caliber and his dual partner Static are trying to potentially challenge. Okay, so it's Mars and a Dolphin. A Dolphin? How are you out of water? I'm sorry, that was too. I had to go for it. They're keeping the high ground as all these players are looking down below. Jordan Shreds goes down. Timber in a very tough spot. We're back on with Pepe, please. 6 elims. His dual partner is gone, so
top 5 now. Top 5 Zeke. As Pepe Please trying to push out. Outlet does go down. Ethereal Titan also going down. And, and the 180 Timber wasn't enough. Pepe Please put his Pepe hands up and was able to clean that one up. But Y Simples then cleans him up. Now you have Mars and Dolphin up on that ultimate high ground. Static and Caliber. It's all about the duos. So top right you have Y Simples on that mid ground tart. Mars is in your bottom right on the high ground as Caliber and Static try and put pressure on to Simples. Caliber does go down. Simples trying to get the siphon, does. Static trying to heavy snipe his way through and not quite able to find it. Dolphin and Mars just tracking over this. Static trying to get whatever heals off he can. Silver's drops back to get whatever mats because he knows they're going to be working the low ground. Mars is going to start to opt to drop down, only has 11 builds yet, knows they have the slight advantage but are waiting for Static to expose himself, which he doesn't quite have to do. Drops down now, looks like he's forced into this 1v2. They're trying to take it. Will Dolphin and Mars be able to capitalize? Static goes down, which gives them a fresh siphon, and they just now lose the health advantage. So Campfire goes off. Silvers is there. Mars is challenging. Dolphin is covering.
He's gonna rift him. He literally is holding a rift.
Yep, you see it. You see it, Zeke.
Mars is gonna try and go for it. They're gonna make this aggressive play. This could be huge. If when done correctly, it is devastating. Here we go.
Got him. He got him. Both. So Dolphin's gonna look up in the sky and take shots. Silvers needs to dive down right away, but Mars already knew it was happening. Dolphin's covering it, gets the knock on one. Mars is gonna land right away. Simple comes down. You called it right away, Zeke. What a brilliant decision. We've seen it before with Zay and Saf at the Katowice Royale. Mars and Dolphin able to do it just as well. Rifts them, pulls them up, knowing they had the HP advantage. Dive straight down. Dolphin not out of water, just looks up in the sky, gets the Elim. Fantastic foresight from Zeke. Golden Boy, take it away.
Zeke is a wizard. It's probably the shoes, honestly. And also, I don't know how many dolphin puns we could fit into a broadcast, but yet somehow we managed to accomplish that task. Speaking of mammals, Dr. Lupo.
I technically count as a mammal. It's true. So everything you just said is accurate. Now, it's funny. The only thing outclassing the quality of jokes actually is the quality of some of the plays that we've seen so far. In the first couple here, we're going to take a look back
What a pro.
at a number of the things that have happened so far in NA East. I want to look at these meticulous options here. You see Trophy. These edits, I don't know if you noticed that, was 3 edits and resets sequentially as he's tracking an opponent through the wall, which is absolutely ridiculous. I wanted to show real quick right here the speed at which he was going to build the second wall, sees the player on the outside, swaps to the pump very quickly, and I mean the rest of the clip, boom, quick one shot there. Just the reaction time of some of these players, speaking of reaction time and even baiting at this level, last second waits for the opponent to edit the window, doesn't go for the replace, baits the shot, Trophy goes down on the outside, Lavish picking up Victory Royale there. But Bizzle, a player we've seen a number of times, Thresh actually gets caught on the drop down trying to descend between the ramp and the floor and could not fall fast enough. Bizzle sees an opportunity, goes for it, picks off Hornet as well here. Quick reactions as players are moving in from the outside. But quick reactions, not the only thing that happens with a shotgun. A snipe there from Nate Hill as an opponent is trying to take shots from above. This one is actually kind of interesting. Dean and this opponent were rotating in right next to each other along with the Storm, and he got caught underneath the pyramid, waits for just the last second to pop out, gets the shot, a quick one shot on the outside. Tuxie, oh man,
Massive
the rotation speed, bouncing off of the launch pad, off of the ramp above, shoots the outside of the map, lands out in the zone, quickly turns around. I know I'm looking away from the camera, but it's important. Takes a shot on the player that he catches off guard. It's crazy how fast they work.
We're starting to see more and more players as well. Like they're willing to take the 2 seconds and just go out into the storm and just take a few ticks of damage, so that this way they can get that positioning advantage. It's really, like, a lot of these players, so impressive. But let's look though at the standings, because we have our updated standings here. Ta-da. And no surprise that Nut and Zundy, who me and you had actually an opportunity to talk about earlier on, are going to be sitting at the top with 85 points, 2 victory royales. They just played 4 games, so they still have plenty of games to go here. But let's talk about that real fast. 4 games. 85 points?
That's huge.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Remember, it's Saturday, so not everything is. You never know what can happen.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be. If you see something like this,
4 games left, and they're at 85 points though.
If you see something like this tomorrow, I think that's kind of the moment where you get a little panic attack. You're not up near the top of the board, because you have players playing like that on qualification day. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the rest of the board, like you said, is insane. And you yourself, you were waiting for a pop-off game from Saf and Zate.
Yeah.
They have 3 left, 80 points. This considered. I mean, I'd count them in for Sunday out of the gate right now.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way, in my opinion, especially look at the spread, all the way down to 67 down there at the bottom. The top 10 is still, it's very, very aggressive. You have a lot of really good players. Tilt, Mastoris, who we saw at the very beginning, Laser, Upsilon, both really, really good players. Well, you have this entire board is incredible.
Actually, just a side note, I was on Reddit and I was going through some of the posts, and EU player, didn't get the name, so apologies, but 61 points that he gained, 3 victory royales, did not qualify for tomorrow. That just shows you how ridiculous how ridiculous the competition is. And it's only going to get crazier each and every week because these players are just going to push the boundaries more and more and more. And with the game constantly evolving and with new opportunities on the horizon, this is going to be very interesting, Lupo.
We said it previously too, as the weeks are going on, you're going to have more opportunities where, more situations where really, really competitive players kind of come out of the woodwork, and everything's kind of going to get, the gameplay's going to get tighter as we go closer to week 10.
Yeah.
Players are going to change up the way the game is played. And on top of that, you have shadow bombs. You have the rework of the map coming into play here now. Things are going to change. And potentially, I mean, the drum gun was just brought back in. It is not in play for this week. Keep that this weekend. Keep that in mind. That's super important. But when it is, man.
It's going to be altering, without a doubt. It's going to be altering the landscape of competitive Fortnite. Exciting stuff, without a doubt. But we still have more games to dive into. So for now, let's send it to the comedic stylings of Sundown and Zeke.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy and Lupa. I don't know about comedic stylings. We're not that funny. We just laugh at ourselves occasionally. And speaking of, you know what? When you're out here and you're on this level, when you're at the top of the leaderboard, you have to think about your personal branding. Right? When you pick a gamer tag, it ends up sticking with you. I know we've seen some ridiculous runs. Bullcut Prepo is a really good example of it here. But, you could have picked anything and you decided to name yourself Zundi. Like, come on.
You know?
Everyone thought I was going to go with Nut there, right?
I thought you were going to go with the bowl cut, because that's how I grew up, was with a bowl cut. And I thought to myself, how do I get out of this? Don't throw stones if you live in glass houses. There are way too many pictures out there of me with a bowl cut when I was in like 3rd and 4th grade, so it's fine. I know where I live there. Speaking of trophy, they're picking up Cosmo as we're on into this match. 19 duos remaining, and you know what? Tim got more points. Picking up Funky Savage takes us down to 18 duos remaining as Circle 5 is completely closing in, and we're by Lazy Lagoon. You know, we should probably take a moment to just, refresh people's memory in case they're just tuning in. What's up? Hope you had an incredible Saturday. Placement thresholds, top 15, 10, 5, and Victory Royale are all those placement thresholds, with 10 total points up for grabs. Every elim is a single point, so a lot of these players really looking to rack up those placement points if possible. The eliminations, even someone like MPen, right, like has 1, there's still 27 players, so you could very easily hug the edge of the storm wall with your back to it, and as players are rotating in, they're not thinking about you, they're thinking, how do I get to safety? And in that moment, you one pump someone, and then that's it, you start racking up eliminations back to back, potentially get through with Siphon as well. So even though players, as we're tuning in, may not have a ton of eliminations now, does not mean that they will not end the game with a bunch. I promise you they will.
Yeah, as we get closer now to that first placement threshold, trying to find the elimination here as Isu picks up Cool Gamer Only. Volka gets Pride Joker, and then we're into the top 15. Picks up Nordy there as Spades picks up a double as well. Gal and MPen both going down, getting closer to that top 10 as K tries to find a little bit of space. He's going along this backside of the circle, looking for new targets and to just get out of the side he was pinned against. As you see now, your Bravo and Smacked on that ultimate high ground forward, utilizing the baller rotation along with Spades to try and just get farther in here. Grenade launchers rocketing down from the high ground as Spades does get picked up by Flaws. Anjo getting detained. Festival picking up Iconic as well. Can he get back in? He does manage to get in the storm, but has to work through these metal builds and has to find another elim since he's only on 44 effective HP. There you go. Siphon ends up coming through. Just could not get picked during that time. It gets real tense, Zeke, when you're waiting for that to take over.
Great awareness, and he's going to find more. Tim got more points. Well, it doesn't look like that's the case, and he's going to take Saintus as well. He just literally has to keep on rolling, so he's going to have a bunch of shield, and he does have a slurp as well to top off. But look up in the high ground. You've got the Impact duo, Smacked and Bravo, still holding it strong. Bullcut Prepo by himself. We see players falling left and right. 12 players remain, 9 duos, and it's literally a 2v the world right now. Almost a free-for-all. That's how hectic this game is. Storm Circle 8 right now, and Prepo just trying to gear himself up, trying to prepare for the incoming brawl as he finds Deadbolt there. Very nice. Now there's still a duo. I'm assuming it's the Impact Boys up top who have basically been uncontested, which is really great for them. We got a bunch of people in 1x1s. They're gonna start the rotations. A nice shot goes out there. Is he gonna drop player? No, they've already ramped themselves up. They're okay.
And he's out of builds. He has 2 more builds, so can't continue challenging there. Not going to work his way down. Has this thing
he's got a build!
Is in the 1x1, picks up, not any chance, and puts himself into the top 5 as well. So again, we talk about those high impact eliminations. That's one of them. You get the point, and then you also get the placement points for moving up the threshold. Now, Bravo is going to work his way down while Smack covers him. He's had Bravo trying to put down rifle shots. You see the players on the mid-ground chart trying to work away. They are going to take out the launch pad. Still have the baller on the low ground players in for Richie G. Does get picked up. Now they're still going to work their way down as we're into the top 4. It's the 2 on the high ground. You have Andrew still just rolling around. Our favorite player, Bowl Cut, still hanging out on the low ground. You have Andrew in that baller on ultimate low ground in the right. Does get dropped out, smacked in your top right. Everyone else on the wide on your left. Andrew looking to find the edit. Loses the wall to the heavy sniper. Gonna edit himself out and just stick with the storm. Now, Smack working his way over the top. Bolcat is getting pinched and needs to be careful. Bravo and Smack trying to finish that one off. They are able to get it. Now can they clean up the rest of the lobby? ECO going down. Andrew forced out, runs around, trying to hit him with the rope-a-dope and manages to get back in. Has now split the 2 of them. So 1 below, 1 above. If he can take 2 separate 1v1s, Bravo pops the shadow storm, trying to wall jump his way out of it, but it doesn't matter. Smacks him out. Andrew, he says, hey, you're not on a ball, I'll take that.
Man.
6 elims, Zeke.
Bravo and Smack really made an impact on that game there. You just hit me, ow. You know what's really cool is we did, I know we're gonna move on to the next game, but very quickly, something I noticed that we didn't, it happened so fast, and it took me a moment to process it, was Bravo was out of builds. We saw him out of builds for a moment, right? And he dropped down. And what he did was he had popped the shadow bomb, and you could see it was active because he was like double jumping. And he was basically scouting down below. That's so sick. He's like, look, I don't have builds. You know what I do have? This shadow bomb. Let me double jump around. Let me spot these guys out. Then that immediately when it was over, they just met back up and they executed. Very well played from them. But now more games to be had. 39 players, 22 duos. We see Nut and Zundi. These guys are at the top right now, and I believe they had 4 games left that they could play. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right, Sundown? Because you want to think like, if you could play 10 games, just like 10 games across any amount of time, that sounds like, whoa, they've got a whole extra game. But it's a 3-hour window to play in. So basically, what I gather is they're playing their games to completion, right? They've had a great string of games. But, you know, it's possible that someone else has racked up a really great game before them, after them, you know, whichever, and could potentially jump up in that first place spot. Now, keep in mind, top 1,500 duos or 3,000 players move on to tomorrow. So if this was tomorrow, it'd be a little bit more dangerous, but I guess that's kind of what I gather from that.
So there was actually a fantastic post on the Fortnite competitive Reddit about the kind of psychological approach to quote-unquote throwaway games or rush games, and at what point they don't become that and how you prioritize them. I can't, like, really, when I say like really good in-depth posts, like definitely worth like go check it out. I'll see if I can't like tweet it out so people can like get invested. But the read basically kind of talks about how you need to change your mindset in terms of what you're playing for those games and when to take them, because some players like to wait until later and then try and rush their games, but then you end up trying to rush games against higher level opponents, because again, with the matchmaking system, as you get later in the tournament, you're playing against higher ranked opponents. You're not going to be playing against people who have 0, 1, and 2 points the whole time. So it then gets harder to maximize eliminations out of it. But basically, that's a whole other level of strategy that comes into it, when it's best to play aggressive, when it's best to be specifically going for eliminations, when you need to play for placement, and how to maximize that type of efficiency. Because like we said, it comes down to the difference of every point, as Ninja just absolutely destroys Posick there. The duo of Niddle, who has already qualified, and I mean, made him look very silly.
Yeah, I mean, Ninja right now is alongside Reverse 2K. They're putting in some work. I believe that was their 4th total elimination as a duo. We'll have to see if they can continue to just steam through a lot of these players. But look, I mean, this lobby is still very dense. You know, there's a lot of players. Don't forget, top 15 is that first placement threshold. There's still quite a number of players that need to fall. And look, Nut and Zundy are still alive and well. Now, Zundy is in critical, but just give him a moment. Maybe they can find an Elim along the way, siphon back up. As Ninja in reverse, they are inside the storm right now. A launch pad. Oh, they bonked their heads. Where's reverse on the bottom left? Ninja might be going toe-to-toe with the player. He tried for the half shield there, but nothing. He has to meet back up with reverse because right now they are split. There was a player. Okay.
Great
getting,
oh my God! That was so smart. I was going to say, great job to cover him. That player immediately turning his back and rotating off, but Ninja making him pay. Not for the awareness. Great pickup from reverse. Needs to then convert. Zealous does get picked off by somebody else, so brilliant job. Needs to disengage through, but doesn't quite get it. Zundy, the current leader, picking that one up, but because it was a knock, means Ninja still in the match as we get closer to that second placement threshold. 11 duos remaining, 18 players in, as reverse does get cleaned up, but not full elim there. As it happens, Ninja gets eliminated outside of the top 10. Zundy and Nut also going down, as this lobby is chaos. Now you have Pokes and Gabe on the ultimate high ground. You have Bugsy on the low ground. Noah's going down there in the storm, as Hidden Salty also does. You have Nikiski and Dyslexic trying to hang out in the tree, not be a threat, just little Christmas ornaments hanging out. But Barnix is going to pick up EXYQ, and now another player we've seen a lot, Pyro Voil, sitting on 53 points with his partner TJ, as TJ is working down. Voil trying to cover his side, finds the player, rotating on the mid-tart, but Barnix again going to pick up the high impact elimination as Noctif goes down. Voil challenging, gets the AR spray and picks up Barnix. Is he able to get the second one? He's looking for it. They had the edit play. See the dynamite over on the side. Does get ownership of the wall, but there's another one in the way. Can they get the side
angle?
No, and doesn't take the shot. They know the player's there. He edits back out. Oh no! Lost his opportunity to hit the player. Instead, going to take the opportunity to get his shields back in line, as the Classic does get forced down. So now Voil and TJ are right next to each other, but cannot get touched by the storm. How well do you edit? Do you do your drills? Do you do your practice? Can you hit your shots? The answer is yes. Voil picking up Nikiski there, as TJ still needs just a stiff breeze to knock him over. It's Voil and TJ on the mid-tart. Dyslexic on that low ground. Gabe and Pokes above him on the high ground. Zeke, you see Gabe in the top right, Dyslexic in the bottom right, everyone else on the mid-tart.
Yes, I am. But now TJ, if anyone even blinks on him right now, Pyro goes down. TJ's in a world of trouble right now. Dyslexic on the lowest ground now. Gabe and Poax, they just need to close this out. We see another pair of the duo. Now it's just a 2v1. They need to drop down on this player, and there you go, textbook. That is a player going back to the lobby. The victory royale for Gabe and his duo partner Poax. 7 eliminations, so a 17-point game. You like to see it. You like to see it indeed.
That's definitely Pokes, not Poax.
Pokes?
Definitely Pokes.
Pokes, okay. I'm sorry, listen.
If it's Poax and I'm wrong, I'll eat Zeke sock on stream. And don't just say it because you're wrong. Now jumping right on board in Tfue and Cloak. I was going to say your shoes, but I know you love those shoes. They're brand new and they're nice. Everyone compliment him. Jumping on board here with Cloak and Tfue. See them already splitting the builds over by Polar Peaks, so plenty of variable vertical terrain going to be coming into play. And you also see the shadow bombs in the inventory of Cloak. Not sure if Tfue has any, but Yellow also in the match, so not the only phase members hanging around. JT in there, you see Tazumi heading for that community jump pad. Nanolite and Top Gun using the zip line to rotate up that Old Man Mountain. Closely missing the jump up, but putting a cheeky little trap there. So if anybody opts to take that ramp, it will fire. Not sure how well that one works out for him. You have Tyler picking up 1, 2, 3, 4 Elims coming down for Tyler and Lennon. Nanolite does get picked up by Cloaksy to push us into that top 15, as now he turns and gets an angle on basically the rest of the lobby, who's forced to rotate up.
And Polar Peak, just like you talked about, that elevation is absolutely deadly. You know, you have to make these rotations as quickly as possible. The longer you wait to make the rotation, the worse, in every sense of the word, it is for you and your duo partner. Now, keep in mind, Tfue qualified in solos. So right now, they're looking to qualify together as a duo, and potentially Cloak may even try to qualify as solo as well. We're going to find a few eliminations along the way. That Stink Grenade is very good, but I don't think I don't think he picked up that elimination on the left. I think that was someone else because that did not come through.
Correct. He did not get that elimination. Was putting a ton of the pressure. Now they're trying to use the stick plus the RPG to get the conversion on the Elim. The player, will he crawl out? No. So that was the first one who he down. The other player is low. Tfue will convert on that. Now they're going to go play Luke Goblin in that funnel that they just saw get shot out. Should have enough coverage and a nice little upgrade there, upgrading the shotgun rarity, and then they should be able to push out. Now we're going to swing on board, have two of the Pyro players, Happy and Bambi. And I think Pyro is another kind of one of these friend groups. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I absolutely love those stories, like-minded players pushing each other to get better. Now you see Happy and Bam getting whatever shots they can in there, a couple of knocks, but nothing converted yet as they go for the rift. Joseph converts the knock onto Exist and pushes them up another point for 6 elims, and you see the horde of ballers working their way over the mountain like lemmings, just all following each other, going down there. And honestly, this is the most we've seen in a match for a while.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it just depends on your playstyle and what you kind of find, and whether or not players decide to punish you for using a baller. Tfue and Cloak here, I like that they're passing things along. Keep in mind, they're again, we're talking about the viability of these shadow bombs, right? And right now, Cloak thinks it's so valuable, he'll keep just the one in his inventory. He feels he can put it to that much work, and I want to see that happen, right? Because again, this item literally hit the game this week, I believe, and so I love when new stuff hits the game, man. I want to see how players adapt, how they change they adapt it to their playstyle. Maybe they're like, you know what, I don't like it, but I know how to work against it. I want someone else to use it because I'm going to abuse and punish them for trying to use that against me. You know, it just shakes up the meta, and that's what I like to see. We saw a Boogie come through, nothing there though, as Tfue looks like he's going on the hunt.
Oh, he stole the ball!
He stole the ball! Did he take the ball
He just
away?
took it and dipped. He took it and left. Tfue's like, you're boogied, you can't do anything. I'm going to take the baller and leave. Since he was so low health, he leaves Cloak to then fight it out, and Cloak's now going to pop that shadow.
Can you make the double jump?
No, he needs to start wall jumping. No, instead he's going to be in the 1x1. Jay had no idea. He had absolutely no idea Cloaksy had landed it. Now Cloaksy is in the fray on the mid-ground tarp, going to be able to 90s way back up as we get outside Polar Peak, as Lupo would say, 90s, 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 but doesn't necessarily need it as you hear other players popping that Shadow Storm. Now only 14 builds left. Needs to be careful. Knows he's on the backside of the storm. Trying to find the rotation. Misses the first shot, but forces Pyro Happy down. And he gets it. He gets the knock on the Happy, but not quite the Siphon yet. And he needs to still go upwards. 4 builds, 3 builds. 3 HP does get dropped down. Knows the Siphon's going to come through. Tfue is right next to him. Needs that Siphon to take over. Still on 3 HP. Then he gets it, but he got down right the minute it happened. Clap Pro came down. He said, hey, you good? You need a shotgun? I got one for you. Bang! Gets the down. Tfue, though, still just grappling around. The 3 ballers doing everything they can to keep their HP and stay inconspicuous. Dequavas picks up JT and Pacifist, and now we might be playing duos in week 4, but this is a solo lobby, Z. 7 players remaining, 7 duos. Who's going to be able to celebrate with their partner? It's not Flips, and he's not alive anymore. Bambi knocking him out, dropping into the lobby. Great elimination there, and he's trying to clean this one up. Last placement threshold is top 5, and Joseph gets Tfue right before dropping him down there now as Bambi is working back through those natural builds. This is so tense. Gets the edit, doesn't fire a shot, and is getting absolutely worked here. But Renan, the dwarf, is dwarfed by Bambi. This is no movie here. He's biting back, doing the hunting himself and working his way down from the high ground. Will he be able to find it? Lost Sampa goes down. Bambi putting in work. Does have mats now, and he walls him out. He could just wall him out here, Zeke.
He's going to try and do that. He's got the health advantage for sure. Can he just close the game out? We hear a shot come out, but nothing is connected. It doesn't matter. He shuts E11's Joseph down.
11 elims total. 11 elims total. 21 match point. And 8 coming out from him. Great work. A fantastic individual effort. And I mean, that's a fossil and a half, going from one side of Polar to the other and then back over again. Whew.
Wait a minute. I'm doing the math in my head. He had 11 eliminations and shut down E11 Joseph. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just thought it was a coincidence. NAE still going on. The games are still happening. Flossen here alongside his dual partner, Rogue Shark. underscore.
Okay.
I'm in a weird mood right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Twitch chat
Sniper
said,
heavy-
oh, okay, 121. That is great. Now that player, oh no! They couldn't follow up. They got a massive break on the player, but someone else beamed them from the right.
So what they should be looking for now is to get the second player
angle.
knowing he's trying to get in there. Yeah, they're gonna sneak that rocket in. They want it, and they got it. So they're fine. No, they didn't. They didn't get the second player. They just got the conversion. So no points going over for Flossin and Rogue Shark. Unfortunately, they're just not going to get anything. And we talked about it before, how the heavy snipe RPG combo is incredibly helpful when you're catching somebody off guard. When they know it's coming and they can have 2 layers in between, it makes it that much more difficult. But that player was able to disengage despite 2 other ARs being over there. But now they're going to try and head on over and play a little loot goblin themselves, get whatever they can of that. And unfortunately, it's not going to be a lot, as they're then forced to rift out to get out of dodge.
And now they have their pickings for where we're going in the circle. But take a look at the bottom right. I mean, everyone's already ready. They've already established themselves in the safety of this new circle here in Storm Circle 5. So it depends. I mean, like, you know, they have quite a bit of height as well because the elevation is going back down into this little ravine. So they have a ways to glide if they want to wait. But I feel like they want to try and establish themselves. Maybe, there you go, Rogue. So I was going to say, they could just dive down. And you saw there on the right side of the screen, Rogue Shark. Words are so hard! Are going to go ahead and dive on down. But let's check in with Artsy and Devin, see how they are doing. Now keep in mind, again, this is just that visual bug. See, he's got a serpent hand. It's not showing up. Don't worry, guys. We're constantly working and refining this spectator client. We're going to get it up and running as best as possible. Don't even worry about it. So between them, they have 3 elims. Again, top 15 is the first set of placement points. So these guys are going to probably try and look to slow their gameplay down. You know, that 3 points could definitely be enough to just rocket you up the leaderboard. So, and they have the 2 shadow bombs as well. So they're looking to survive right now, is what it feels like.
I mean, every point here matters. Like Golden Boy was talking about, it was 61 points was the cutoff for EU, and that ended up being the line. So tiebreakers would have got you through. I believe the one post he was talking about was somebody with 59 points and 3 victory royales. You know, normally in a tournament setting, you know, like, yeah, I'll take it. 5.9 average points, 3 wins. That should be good enough. Well, wasn't good enough in EU, and it's gonna take every single point in NA. It was low 40s last week for duos. Expect that to continue to be pushing up. But now we have Flossin not sitting in queue. He's sitting on high ground. Him and Rogue Shark able to take that one back away, and gonna opt for a late jump pad rotation as we move back over the high ground. So everyone who guessed correctly and stayed on the initial near side of that rotation, doing well. But Flossin gonna be able to, oh no, this is Rogue Shark, able to drop right on into that box and pick up. I'm a walking big pot. Well, indeed you are, sir. At least on brand with that one. Rogue Shark gets the double trap to fire off. Looks like the player did go down there as well. Great cleanup, fragging himself single-handedly into that top 15 as well. So big swing from them as he gets ripped up into the sky. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players at least up there. Collateral Zest picking up HIB, but my captain, picks him up right after that as well. Zil trying to get out and rotate away as Fozam also takes a nice little boop off the launch pad before he boops. Enzo in the high ground fight with Tabs, and he has nothing to drop down here. He is committed unless he waterfalls.
He's going to try and go for it. This is a very scary. He's got 15 effective HP right now. He does have a single mini, but that is within critical range. Any mistake here will cost him his life. He's going to continue to try and find something. He needs to convert something, anything. 9 build sundown. He's coming down to literally the last few resources.
He got it.
Oh my God!
What was that? A brilliant jump 180 shot, but still only 14 builds and only 65 effective HP could still be picked up. The youngster from Ghost, another one of those players we always talk about. Again, the recruiter, very good, but you have Kadron and Tabs in ultimate high. You have Zil and B-Hegs on that low ground. Everyone else in between. Frey and Murky and Link holding the dominant position, but Flossin and Rogue Shark are directly underneath him as Flossin now goes to charge the high ground.
He's going to go out in the storm to do it. He took 30 damage for it. We'll have to see if that works out in his favor. He's going to take away the high ground. 113 on that player, and that is a shutdown That's going to be great conversion over there, but instead he gets traded out. Another player goes to push, and that's Tabs who trades him out. And now Rogue Shark has to do something to keep their okay, I spoke too soon.
Took it out as Link also took out Enzo. So now you have Cajun or your Tabs in your top right, Davon in your bottom right, and then you can see everyone else in the wide on your left as Frey goes down. You have Fozam, Link, Opez in between, then Davon with his dual artsy on the low ground as Tabs starts to work from the high ground downward. Now Link picks up Fozam. That will end up converting over into an Elim shortly, but he needs to be careful and pick it up before it does. No, he goes down, dropping the point and dropping the siphon from Zam right there. Now Tabs looking to put pressure onto Opev's. Artsy and Davon doing everything they can, but they're going to get forced up against awkward Old Man Mountain Zeke.
They need to try and build up. They only have 60 builds. The player drops down. They're going to find the elimination. Now it is... I mean, they have, like you said, they have to go up. It's 2v1. Tabs is by himself, and you saw what he just did to the players up above. They need to try and change elevation quickly. Tabs is going to shut them down, trying to do that while also maintaining the highest ground tart. And they're saying, no, Tabs, stop that. He's going to drop down. They're going to go toe-to-toe. It's 100. Oh...
That's so if you wait too late to challenge 1v2 and you don't have the builds to cover yourself, it becomes way too difficult to hit the shots. Tabs, while doing his best there to maintain the high ground, probably should have rolled it up, like ran it out, and forced them to end up taking that heal off or taking a trade at the end rather than forcing a fight with no mats. But brilliant effort, good work from Davon to close it out. And Golden Boy, what do you got for us back in the studio?
Wow, what an insane end to that game. Thank you so much, fellas. Zeke in Sundown, but I'm joined now with Dr. Lupo.
That's
and he's
me.
got some, that's you.
That's
You've
me.
got some things you want to talk about. You got some clips that you want to cover. Break it down, Doctor.
I want to take a look back at...
I like that.
I'm a robot, all right, deal with it. No, take a look back at a number of the things that we saw over the course of the last couple of games. Right here, actually, you and I had the opportunity
We literally talked about this.
teammates taking roles when pushing into a box right there. You see an opportunity to just W key your way in. Festival on top of that. By the way, do you see the name there? Tim got more points. Just throwing it out there. But Festival there, baiting his opponents through their own edit, taking shots as they push through. Meanwhile, back to Prepo, star of our first clip, beaming Deadbolt from above, waiting for those last-second opportunities. Players at this level take advantage of every moment that they can, and right here, boxing in as his opponent moves directly in front of him. But that's not the only thing. Constant pressure, constant aggression. Ninja following Posick through the air, literally, changing direction, landing directly on top of him, inside the box, gets that quick one shot. Top of that, Ninja, I don't know if you saw just for a second there, he was getting pursued from behind, walled himself off. They stopped pursuing, so he doubles back, gets the edit, pushes in behind, gets the elimination. He's not the only one put on a good show. Cloak and Tfue both beaming from the outside. This is, if you watch this, Rocket into Stink, into suppressed AR, just spraying into the box. That is almost the most pressure I think you can apply as one person on a single opponent as they're trying to build to defend a knock. The amount of danger there is crazy, and it just the awareness as they're making these plays is kind of scary because at this level you have to realize, and a lot of these players are very young. There's going to be people that stand out above pretty much everybody else because they're used to these kind of situations. FaZe and Cloak and Tfue have kind of the one-up in a situation like that because they've been in, on the main stage for the final event, and they've been able to hit shots like that. Ninja's in the same situation. You have a lot of very, very young players. Now you still have an absolutely ridiculous showing from the entire age range. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to tomorrow, stuff like that, you're not going to see things like that happen consistently, or as consistently, I should say, because sometimes pressure will overtake.
Yeah.
You have players that are playing in excellent positions, but maybe a weapon swap goes wrong, maybe they miss a build, maybe they miss an edit, which we've already seen from multiple players today.
Very true. Very true.
Can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
When you discuss the pressure that they're feeling here, this isn't even the worst part because you're going to be playing, if you qualify, you're going to be playing in New York.
You think today's bad?
Yeah,
tomorrow's
exactly.
bad?
Yeah.
If you make it to New York City,
exactly.
Things change big time.
Exactly. But that is for another day. For now, though, here are the NAE standings, and Landjock and Punisher
Little swap there.
Yeah, they're going to be in that first place position now. You got that swap, 2-point lead. They have 3 games remaining. Nut and Zundy still, though, performing very well. They're going to be at 88 points, holding that down. We also see some new names coming into this one, like Lenon and Tyler 15, who are not in the top 10. They're going to climb their way up here. And again, more names that people may not be too familiar. And then, of course, familiar faces like in 10th place, Cloud and Kaizui.
You look at this board, you see the list of names here. Who stands out as the one that you really want to see push their way to the top tomorrow?
That's actually a really good question. I actually am going to have to go with Landjock and Punisher because we've seen them in so many events in the past, and I feel like this could be their opportunity. I don't want to. I'm just gonna knock on this here just for you guys, right? Keep it fair. But yeah, I want to see them do really well, and I think that they have the capability to do it. Clearly showing that here today.
Absolutely. For me, Tyler 15 and Lana are.
Yeah.
That duo is very interesting to me because I had an opportunity to talk to at Secret Skirmish Tyler in the lobby of the hotel for a little bit beforehand, and he had not put it. He's very new to PC gaming.
Yeah.
The fact that he's already up here on this board, and a player like we call him Lenane. He's French Canadian, so that's how you pronounce it. He was extremely close to qualifying, I believe, for solos in the very first week. Fell just short. So seeing them up this high on the apparently I apologize. They did already qualify. I just got hit by production. I must that was 2 weeks ago. I must have missed that. My bad. There's been so many things happening. But so many things. That duo though is that they are. It's interesting to see them work together and still just climbing on this board. That is a duo you have to be very concerned about in the final event, without a doubt, man. Right? There are a lot of great duos that have established themselves, but I think we also have a lot of players that are relative unknowns, right? I'm going to go and say it. I mean, look at Dubs and Mega. They just got picked up by FaZe Clan. Dubs made a name for himself qualifying in that first week. The only unsigned player to do so. Now your boy signed the contract. He's on FaZe. Look at that, right? I mean, how things change, how the turntables, to quote The Office. Anyway. That's all right. So we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have plenty more Fortnite action for you. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a 5-minute break, and we'll see you on the other side.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? Sundown here, and we'll be hanging out with Bala and Zeke as we recap Week 3 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers.
Week 3 started off with a bang, as Cat Taking Walls, Jinx, Link, and Lucid FN were all battling it out for the top spot. In the end, Cat Taking Walls was able to secure himself the first qualifying spot with 80 points and punched his ticket to the finals in New York City.
Top Banny was the clear victor coming out of the Asia region. His 102-point score was 20 points over the qualification threshold and 17 points ahead of the second player to qualify. Takamura was able to earn the second qualification spot out of Asia, overcoming a slower start to storm up the leaderboard and into the final.
Over in Europe, the competition was fierce, as players aimed to take one of the 8 spots up for grabs. Ultimately, Luki TJK took the number 1 spot with 69 points, followed closely by Cooler Left Eye at 68 and Fledermoise at 67 points. T-Chubb finished his matches early, ending with 63 points, and it was enough to secure 4th place. Core Gaming GG was able to win his last match to secure 5th, with Wakey just behind him in 6th. The last 2 spots were taken by Fact LOL Boom from Ireland and Secret Dementos from Latvia, rounding out the top 8 from Europe.
Brazil had a huge opportunity in Week 3 as they had a second qualifying spot. It was an all-out brawl. But after the dust has settled, I'm Lasers was sitting at the top of the leaderboard with 79 points. 2 players tied second with 76 points. Kurtz and 9Z Legardo had their eyes set on the finals, but Kurtz edged out the competition with his back-to-back Victory Royale.
North America kicked off with 6 spots to earn in the East. Tifu was able to secure first place, netting himself 69 points with a last match Victory Royale. TTV Unknown X Army became the first controller player to earn his spot, gathering 67 points to take second place. Qualifying spots 3, 4, and 5 were taken by FaZe Funk, Niddle FN, and CLG Psalm with 64 points apiece. Week 1 qualifier dubs was in 6th place, which meant Misfits Clicks secured the final solo qualification spot and also became the first player from North America to qualify for both solos and duos in the Fortnite World Cup final.
The final 2 spots of the day were up for the taking in NA West. KNG's Epic Whale posted 81 points to claim first place, 10 points clear of the cutoff for qualification. The final qualifying spot was earned by Stepbro Karhu. The 14-year-old, originally from Finland, was able to secure 73 points, barely edging out Liquid Scented for his trip to the Fortnite World Cup Finals in New York City.
That's it from us. Thanks for hanging out, Bala and Zeke, and we'll see you guys on the Battle Bus.
Well, if you're watching the BTS, you just saw Monster run off, but I promise you this bit is going to be worth it. What's going on, Fortnite fam? I'm Zeke. We're here in week 4 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open, which means we're back in the duo format. Now, we're not going to mince words. We're going to get ready to get right in the action, so I need my casters. I need Golden Boy. I need Monster D-Face. Gentlemen, bring it in. The
right?
bit was worth it.
You see? Nice, nice. We got to go over here.
Totally.
We got to go over here or else production's going to kill us.
spots.
I actually do not want to be killed by production. Welcome, everyone. Golden Boy, Monster D-Face here, ready to talk about some more Fortnite action. It's going to be a good one. And Zeke, I don't know if that bit really hit the way we wanted it to, you know? But it's okay.
I expected jumping high fives, but it's all right.
With that, he's just walking. Zeke's just walking in front of cameras. These Epic employees think they can just do whatever they want. This is terrible. These are shenanigans. Let's go into the game, Monster. I just want to jump into the action. I'm tired of Zeke's craziness.
Absolutely.
Thinks his shoes are better than mine.
Let's talk a little bit about Kaizui and PSM Cloud. We saw them on the leaderboards just before we came off of that nice little break there. They're in top 10, guys. So these are a power duo in the contention right now for a top 10 slot. All these games matter. I believe they had about 3 to 4 games left. Everyone in that top 10 was just about around that 3-game threshold remaining.
This has certainly been a very competitive week 4 of duos. As we discussed earlier regarding EU, 61 points was that cutoff. And it's crazy to think that, you know, like, had that been like a number that we'd seen in like week 1, I think we would have been blown away by it. We were even seeing that in late games, but now we're in this situation where players are just racking up points so much, and it's just been so impressive to see. But over here to Cloud and Kaizui, and this is another duo that has really shown up quite a bit in competitive Fortnite. Doing very well.
They not
I was
lose
gonna say,
a
if anything,
set, right?
Kazu's really shown up as an individual player for quite some
That's
time
true.
now. So to see him paired up with someone like Clouds, who's mechanically gifted, this is going to be a scary duo. We will see how they kind of formulate and develop as time continues. But I mean, so far so good. This is a good, pre-qualifier day here. And nice shots down here by Clouds as he picks off a player. Turbo building being held up there. Is he going to have, or actually, sorry, it's Kaizui and Clouds who are putting the pressure up there.
Yeah, so that was just, again, a good read there by Kaizui, recognizing that he had that player basically right where he wanted him. And, I think that just goes to show you, right, like how these players, they're looking for those cues, those visual cues, right? Recognizing when they, how to shoot their gun, but also when they can push those advantages, right? That is something that has been just constantly evolving. These players constantly improving. Even right there, right? You see weak builds and you have a blue SMG, go for it. Go for the shots because you're probably going to tag them up and put in some pressure on someone. It's not the worst thing, especially when you know that you're going to have that rift to go for a safe rotation.
That's right, and we count those as small victories, getting those small little chip damages here and there. And I don't know.
They may not need-
going off with the rift there. They had three rift in inventory. So Cloud has 2. Kaizui had 1. He just wanted to burn it, I guess, out of the slot there. Although there was a geyser, so kind of an interesting play to go rift here. Now
they go higher up with the rift, right?
All the way for ultimate high.
If they just had the geyser, they probably would have just clashed right against that mountain. But with the rift to go, they go higher up. So as you see here, they were able to get that ultimate high ground and pick up some more knocks as well as eliminations.
So many players get knocked to the storm there. That brings them up to 8 eliminations here. And they are holding the best spot in the map, or on the map right now, which is that highest level here. You got some grapplers or ballers being played here. Another knock's going to go there. He actually tried to get up and over with the ball. It gets caught out by Kaizui, and Cloud put that player down. So he was not free to rotate there at all.
Cloud needs to be a little careful here as well, because that baller player was going up in a circle, and I was concerned that maybe the baller would have tried to go around and then knock him off of the high ground, which would have been very unfortunate to see. But still, the high ground being maintained here by Kaizui and Cloud. Players gliding down. They're just going to be easy pickings for this duo, which they accomplish just that. That's going to be 10 eliminations, and we're going to be close to that top 10. 11 duos remaining in this lobby, and we're going down a hill into some tree areas, which means that visibility is going to be very, very poor for that team in the ultimate high ground.
Yeah, there's still 10 teams left, so there's a couple duels still in play here. Anything can happen. Django and Classic still alive, working together here in the mid layer as they are battling up over Mountain Wire. K eats a shotgun, and so does his duo back to back. Can't connect with the third here. It's going to be a tight one. He decides, no, it is time to Mountain now.
He doesn't have his teammate. Bear that in mind. Django's out of the game, so it's going to be all up to Classics to be able to pick up the eliminations as well as get them that placement. Up above, you have Kaizui and Cloud in a fantastic position as they rain down shots onto Risen. Risen needs to box himself up, but just look at the pressure that they're applying. The blue SMG just shreds through structures. Cloud continuing to apply pressure with the weapon of his choice there. I believe that was a compact SMG, but they have them tucked away in this clean game from Cloud and Kaizui.
Absolutely, and would you expect any different with 3 Rift to goes? They were able to pretty much secure the highest point, the high ground at any given time. They could play up there for as long as they like. Even if they fell down, they can save themselves.
Yeah.
And that was a nice textbook victory and making the checkmate call right there. Hey, it's both of us. We got him right here. Was that a pickaxe to the back of the dome? Nut and Zunny just dropped them
Just
in the back. Yeah, as a duo, go in with double pickaxe, take someone out there. So there's that. Launchpad comes on out and here
as well. Monsters, we're in zone 3 right now. Typically we go in zone 4 and 5, but we're in zone 3.
We might be in for quite the
Look
game
how many
here.
players are left.
I'm like looking and
I was waiting for you to catch it. We're in zone 3, and we have all of this open terrain to mess around with. I don't know what's happening in this lobby, but clearly Nut and Sunday, they're going to benefit a lot from this one.
Blame them. 12 eliminations. That's 6 teams if you put it together here. Only 8 teams remain.
I knew something was afoot when we jumped into this game, but hey, right, here we are. And just situations you don't necessarily see in the games that we're calling. I know, where's Balla? Balla probably would be losing his mind right now. He's like, even though like we do only have like 15 players or 14 players remaining, Balla would probably be like, we're in the early game.
Yep. And you know they're feeling it when they're on the respawn van. Nobody, sorry, you have been spotted by the best team in the lobby probably right now, as they are now battling for this high ground. There's no way you're going to be able to make it out of there. Bye-bye, Frenzy.
That is very unfortunate, and they get another jump cap above 13 players left in the lobby.
How much
7 duos.
you want to bet that they just rift to go?
He nailed the shot. I
think they just got it like that at this point.
I mean, if they end up falling in this game, I would be genuinely shocked. This is our number 2 team in the rankings, Zundy and Nut, who admittedly I haven't heard much about. So I am very excited to learn more about this team, and I implore everyone who knows these players, like, hit me up on social media, hit us up, their streams, all that stuff, because I think this is the best part about the Fortnite World Cup in the open format. We learn and discover so many abandoned. They don't really care. They're just going to go for it because they know that no one in this lobby is as good as they are.
And that's why if you believe in your heart of hearts, you are a competitor. Take a stab at it. Get it into these lobbies. You can be the next up as stream mode gets absolutely demolished here. But now it's Nut and Zundy who are getting pressured here. Is he going to rift to go out? Is he going to back up to his teammate?
He's got to pop that the potion there. He's got to use the slurp.
Yeah, he was raining down some rocket launcher fire here. It's Zundy and Nut. They're split up, but we have the slurp effect and the campfire going on here, so he is going to be just fine as he bounces back into the game in a short moment. He's also holding all of the mobility right now, so he's a key down.
Boy, oh boy, what a lobby this has turned out to be, and Nut was in quite the pin for a little while there, and was able to stay in this game. It's also, there you go, so they're going to use that rift to go, and they're just going to go all the way up and wait this one out at that ultimate high ground right by the zone. They know that they are good to go up here. This has just been, it's a slower game, right? It is a slower game, but it allows you that opportunity to be able to talk about, what these players are doing. And to be fair, you're going to see a lot of these players dealing with stuff like this in their own lobbies. And oh, what a shot there. Really just turned around and tried to tag that wall as quickly as possible to give that rocket the space to be able to get in. But it's going to be Nut that just dives right in there. Kibbs was taken back to Nut, just goes in for the challenge, does not care.
Yeah, he was super confident, and he was setting out for that push no matter what. In that case, he even went as far as hitting the snipe no scope attempt. Didn't quite connect. There's a big battle going off on the side of the mountain here, as Nut and Zundy are now looking to canvas the other side, right, and push these players down as well. This duo is in the best spot. They're actually giving up the mountain here. This is how aggressive they are. In comes the reload on the heavy snipe. Is he gonna box dog 2 players? Doesn't matter. He tries to connect with the RPG. In the box he goes. Yikes Gaming. That's a say yikes for you, buddy, because you just got owned by the Rocket Plane into the building.
They don't care. They don't care. They're just going in for all of it. There's going to be another player in front of him as well, and Nut and Zundy, this is Ballistic, who we saw with the back against the storm there, and Ballistic won't. He can't do anything. He can't do anything.
He backflipped from the 220 to the face.
He ain't going to do nothing.
Cannot do anything.
This has been ridiculous. Nut and Zundy are owning this lobby. Players are exposed out and they're making them pay. This is the kind of stuff that you just want to see if you're these two players, because this is just points. These are points, baby. That's all you want at this, right? You just want the points. You just want to try and get to the big matches tomorrow. And so far, they're a scary team.
Single-handedly shredded apart both of these players' shield and then pushed in by himself. High definition from the low ground peak. TXG team comes in super hard.
It wasn't graceful. It wasn't anything intense like we've seen in other late games. It was just.
It was pug. It was just like
it was just a stomp. It was a stomp. That's what it was, and they did that so unbelievably well. We're gonna have to keep an eye on them. But there's the vault. That's where all the players made a decision that will affect all of us for the rest of our lives. The drum gun. They chose it.
The effect. The ripples already.
Can you believe how many people went for the drum as well? I think that was the crazier part.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm completely shocked the way it all just kind of unfolded. Like,
it was like
you would
not
think,
even a question.
I was gonna say you'd think it'd be like closer, but all the screenshots, and I mean all of the screenshots I've seen on social media, like were the same thing. It was just like
everyone getting a drum gun.
The only way I can explain it is just a landslide. Complete landslide.
It's crazy, but we'll see. I'm sure the effects of that will be felt later on. But this weekend, drum gun not in play. But what is being felt are the changes to the map, such as Tilted and Retail going bye-bye. Well, Retail still has the residential side there. And then you got Niddle and Posick, who have been performing quite admirably in their games thus far. They're going to have 74 points total, or 74 points for Niddle. Well, actually total. And yeah, not bad.
It's pretty good. I mean, and even with this loadout now, they're completely maxed out. Things are looking up for them this game. We'll have to check back in with them in just a bit. There's all kinds of stuff.
I saw that one rotation just.
Yeah, I thought for a second I thought we were jumping to that player. Like, ooh, what's going on over here?
Yeah, he was getting peppered with shots all over the place.
Honestly, this is another like small lobby, no?
This is small in comparison to what we typically would see at this point, right? Around like Circle 5, you'll see like 40 players left in this game. I just saw as well Innocence get eliminated, and yeah, so the Tilt is going to be in this game as well. We got Dopey in here, who did down Innocence earlier on. And then Niddle and Posick, a name that we've seen a lot in competitive Fortnite, using that grenade launcher to just continue to put that aggression onto these players here. They're doing damage. They're doing that damage, and I just don't think that Trumpet and his teammate are going to be able to get out of this one. No, Trumpet's going to go down, and his buddy's like, I don't want to really deal with that. But the stinkers, oh man, the odor makes you run away. That is unfortunate. Niddle's going to pick up that elimination.
Yeah, we saw it earlier too, how I believe it was Sap. He puts pressure down with the rocket, and once teams see explode damage come out, they all convert onto that elim. So even 5Jets was jumping into that one just for a little bit there. So that's going to be a quick one for them. Posick replenishing up on some explodes here. Doesn't quite get too many. Those are his last two shots. Now swaps over to the heavy sniper. Probably the better item to have in this point now, as things are going to start getting congested.
Yeah, you're going to want that heavy sniper to just bust right through the walls, right? It is a very aggressive tool, and players have taken advantage of it quite a bit. Niddle needs to be careful here.
Mistakes were made. He went back for some loot here. Doesn't realize the speed of the zone there is going to cost him 80 effective HP.
And now needs to use the slurp unless he can pick up an elimination or two.
Yeah, lucky for him though, Posick did manage to just launch way ahead of him, so they do have prime real estate here. And then there it is. He's going to elevate himself just a little bit. The bush is going to save that player just a little bit as well.
Who knew a bush was so strong?
To soak up some of the damage there. Oh boy, Flow Plus gets owned with 272 headshots from that legendary AR right there, Golden.
Niddle needs to be careful, man, because 20 HP, I mean, you can get sneezed on by the storm, and then that's a wrap. So it's got to be very mindful of this. But Niddle does pick up 2 eliminations. So those are the 2 eliminations that Niddle needed to get that health back on track. Does not need to use the slurp there. I think both of these players, they knew that they were going to be able to secure those eliminations, hence why they did not opt to utilize that very precious resource with that slurp juice. And they continue to tarp up above here, own as much as they can of the high ground and prevent any kind of movement. But just as I say that, it's actually going to be a player nestled inside of a tower of themselves here. But Posick gets above them, as well as players are going to be building around them and just continuing to apply this pressure. You got Colin Frags here in the back, very, very weak. And Niddle and Posick are in such an exquisite spot. But there's Reverse 2K. We've seen Reverse 2K pop off in the past alongside Ninja. Maybe this is going to be the game that we can see them pick up a victory royale. But he's going to be in the ultimate low ground, and this is not looking good for Reverse. He's got to continue to protect himself, Monster.
Yeah, that's right. He's in a tight situation here. He doesn't have a teammate to back him up. He's going to find a big elimination on Colin Frags right there. That's going to put him in a nice situation, but in comes the pressure. It's the duo from above here. What is Reverse going to do as he is getting all of the smoke right now in this lobby? He needs to get out. There it is. Good movement here. This is what you want to do when you're getting pressured. You want to maneuver around left and right. And it's up to them to kind of work together really to dismantle this duo here, because if they don't dive as a solo team, it's not going to come together. So battle's going on. Here it is. Reverse has to put that pressure up above.
That was a really smart play by Reverse, right? Instead of going for the high ground, went low, knew that those players are going to be preoccupied up above them, and that's Niddle and Posick still continuing to look for a good Masterus as well, but he's going to be very low on HP. And they all go up, and it's going to be a race to see who can get down first. And Niddle gets on top of it. Posick right in front of him. He takes out Masterus. That's going to be Reverse by himself, the last man standing, and it's going to be the elimination for Niddle. That's 2 elims for him, 5 for Posick, 7 total, as well as the victory royale.
So
that was a crazy last second there, man. All those players getting caught in the rift, and it was just a race down to the bottom.
For a second there, you saw Reverse and Masterus just decide, like, you know what? We're solos. We need to take out this team. And for just a split moment, that unspoken agreement to recognize who's the real threat and danger. It's the duo that's working together. So almost kind of all connected there, but in the end, the duo kind of pulls out together.
The numbers game worked out too strong for them, but now we got Ivy, Exus here, and Hydra.
Rolling.
And
with the bow.
I just want to say they need to be careful. We've seen players take advantage of the boom bow, and while it is strong, bear in mind, at this point in the game, if you're not picking up as much of the shoddy ammo as you can, you're gonna hurt in that late game, because we saw that earlier with the launch, or not the launch, but the start of the day.
Yeah.
How players were just completely out of ammo because of the boom bow.
It burns your resources, and it's because it's such a long-range effective tool, right? So you're burning, or you're dropping players from so deep, you're not able to get those spoils.
That's the first time we had a weapon like the boom bow in the game where it utilized shotgun ammo, but was a long-range weapon. It's just not something that we'd seen before. Pacifist, by the way, as well as his teammate, known as JT. I'm glad he cleared that up for us.
That's what he's known as.
That's what he's known as, and I'm glad we know this now. I feel like we're smarter for it.
Not TJ. Not TJ,
JT. They did manage to pick up an elimination. There are some players that are going to be up above, though. SVG, that duo, Be Yourself, and Pepe Police, as well as Exus and Hydra. They're going to be right below them here, but the ultimate high ground goes to SVG for the time being.
And this is the best positioning to be at, obviously, on the map right now. They are limited in the medium ammo compartment, but with how much players remain in this lobby, this is not going to be too bad for them. So looks like they're taking a nice little peek over at the drop here, and they're looking for anyone who's going to be, exposing themselves first, right? So with the limited resource, with the limited mediums, they can't take the long-range engagements. And notice how Be Yourself is looking for an engagement closer to him, right? And this is why he's going to burn these 300 lights and put pressure down on players super nearby.
And resetting there for the moment. We're going to get that storm movement here in just a sec.
And they have favor, too, on the zone.
They do. They're going to get players that are looking to go on the launch pads, right? It's just, again, they cannot be too, free-spirited with their medium ammo, or else they're going to pay dearly for that later on. And as this game goes on, though, I don't think the ammo is really going to come into that much of a factor if we all get down to that low ground scramble like we always see end up happening. But right now, as SVG does have that high ground, and they're going to have to use their jump pad here eventually, which they do manage to do. I was a little worried there for a moment. I saw that ramp go down. I was like, what? I don't understand. But wait, the dive bomb.
The points.
Oh, that is just very smart. Very smart play there. Taking out Vicious, Lumber, Be Yourself. Very well executed. Jumped right on top of the structure rather than going where Vicious Lumber was positioned. You get there quicker, and they were none the wiser. They had no idea what was going on.
That's what happens when you're so close to the storm. It's hard to keep track of audio as things are kind of going on. JT is so low in health here. He's going toe-to-toe with Pepe Please. Pepe Please wins the engagement. Be Yourself is trying to follow up, though. Can he catch revenge? As IVX's is now pressuring from down up top to the players down below. He's got really good resources and a rift as well.
Yeah, they have a lot of things to work with here. Player's going to dive right in. That's white damage. He tries to just reverse the stairs on him. But they do manage to set that player actually disengages and goes down. You find a few down low there. Nice shot from Hydra. The Boombo connection. That's going to be Pepe Please by himself. SVG, the duo looking to stay in this game, and Pepe able to get off that potion in time. Is it going to be enough, though? There's a lot of protection that's going to be surrounding, so goes right back up to 100 shields. This is the best possible situation for Pepe as far as the health is concerned.
Oh boy.
But look at the Boombos. Oh, and that shield is gone, and that is the game. Exus and Hydra from the high ground own it. GG. But for now, let's send it over to Zeke and Sundown over at the studio.
My oh my, Boombos coming out, my quickly becoming favorite weapon. Heavy Sniper, you still hold my heart for the moment. But now we are joined by Sundown, who's got some plays to break down.
Definitely have some plays to break down, but also I just want to say, be yourself, take your own advice. Vivid 72 hours, you don't need to change your name every week. We know who you are. Pepe Hands, please. Maybe if you just be yourself, you would have clutched that 1v2 out. But let's take a look at some of the highlight plays we've seen so far. So, TXG, Zundi, and Nut, the players from Team X Gaming, running through this like it is a pub lobby. And now the reasoning for this and why this lobby wasn't as dense when you get down towards the end, because now queue times have closed. We are past that 7 p.m. Eastern time. Players are looking to just try and maximize their points, get some games out of their way, maybe look more for elims rather than playing for late. But what that enables Zundi and Nut to do is just continue challenging, and hey, if other players are looking for a fight, well, they have no problem. They will take it to you over and over and over again. But don't forget, as it's been said before, it's not typical to see these type of elim heavy performances carry over into top of leaderboard tomorrow. It's going to take 53 points out of NA East to even play. So you're not going to see as many of these early and kind of lighter sided lobbies where the players who are in that top 0.001% are going to be able to just continuously challenge through and honestly make some of these players look like it's their first time playing Fortnite. Because that's what Zundi and Nut are doing in this circumstance, challenging over and over again. Now, I want to give shout outs here. Reverse, picking up a great down and then disengaging right away with the shadow, knowing he's going to pick up that elim, so getting himself over, and this lets him stay in the match. It gives him a chance to find another engagement to get through. Unfortunately, wasn't able to clutch up that 1v2. The clutch factor came from Niddle, the player who has grown up through these cups, has absolutely blown up, qualified for solos last week. Now, him and Posick are doing everything they can to try and qualify as many of the eliminations from the high ground, challenging over and over again, flick shot, and then building himself in, making sure he's covered. And on this reset lobby here, when everyone was thrown up in the sky, they were able to work together, secure the one onto Mistoris, and then close it out right there onto Reverse. Brilliantly played from Niddle and Posick. Definitely a duo to keep your eyes on, because we've seen them do it on both Saturday and Sunday. But really the story is, can Zundi and Nut keep that up and keep up that slaying level of performance? Because we haven't yet see a team carry over that into Sunday when it's against the best of the best, particularly in EU and NA East. Those standings, they change a lot.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. Tomorrow is going to be a big day for them. But for now, guys, we're going to send it back over to Monster Deface and Golden Boy to get us into these next few games. Now, keep in mind, the queue times are done. That's it. So these are the last few games before we finalize the standings, and we see who'll be joining us on to tomorrow. So, gentlemen, back over to you.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Mi compadre.
that.
Thank you, Zeke. All right, here we go. Back in the game. We got Space Lion, which, by the way, one of the best names in the game. Just throwing it out there, because when I think of like if I go back in time and I'm like, hey, I need to make a new name, right? Because Monster sounds like a great name, right? But Golden Boy, right? You know, not the best. You know, I could have made better decisions. By the way, Space Lion here, living his best Space Lion life, flipping through everything, dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodging.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't think we've seen any player use a Shadow Bomb on a hunt like this to get positioning over players. And it's Space Line's going against 2. Makes a quick edit. He still has it in him. Space, one of my friends from the early days. We're talking pre-Step 1 scrim days back when squads were a thing. Yeah. Space Line has been around for a long time. He still got it. I like that. Do more, brother. Come back.
Hear him roar. Okay. So now, Zeke is right. We say the joke, we think it's hilarious, but in the end, it actually isn't really all that great.
And you know what? I'm here to take that fall with you, though.
Thank you so much, buddy. That's why we're a duo. I really appreciate it.
That's why it works. But now looking at Lavish here, is at the nice 68-point threshold. So far, so good. He and Find SX are looking to find some players here. Can they get on the hunt?
What are you? FNDSX1 or Fins?
You know,
Fins.
this is good brand lesson right here.
Yeah,
name.
This is it.
Kind of tough.
Yes. See, I'm talking about like how dumb my name is, right? Golden Boy. But that person literally just has something that is not.
Fiends.
It could be fiends. It could be fiends. I'm not trying to trash on you, brother, because I want you to succeed. That's probably the one thing I want more than anything else.
That's right.
I just want you to do big things.
Because you got skill, you're pushing through, you got confidence. You got it. You got it right here. Fine. Fiends.
See, Rob Knight's a brandable name. That's all I'm throwing out there. Right? Unfortunately, it ain't brandable that he's back in the lobby, but you know, it ain't that bad. Well, Lavish GT though. And this is going to be another pick here, potentially, yes, against Zerg, who goes down trying to build out of that one, but Lavish was all over him. And this squad or this duo, I should say, is doing very, very well thus far. Look at Blank. Blank is so weak above him.
Blank tried to macho up for the high ground. I don't think he's going to get out of there successfully, but now taking a look at Parallax. We talk about OGs on the scene. Parallax, another player who's been on the scene for quite some time, looking to dismantle this entire build. It's actually not held up on much more anymore. So there's something in the background probably connecting this. Is it just the one rep? Is it the one rep?
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Boy, down comes the Jenga tower.
He got 3.
I don't know how many. He got 3.
No, he got 2. He got 2. Wait, no.
It's still ringing.
My word, it's all over the feed. It's only showing us 3 at a time. What?
Hello, 7 eliminations. 4 Parallax, and out comes the Shadow Bombs. He is cutting across the field here. Parallax face doing it up right now.
Yo!
Have a seat, Golden. This is not over yet.
Yo!
It's not over yet.
Yo, that's that stuff that like you wish you get in the day 1 of Fortnite. You know, you just download the game. You're like, oh man, I totally want to destroy some builds.
Nostalgic, right? It's a nostalgic Elin right there.
Yo, put
getting
that on
fall
YouTube.
Damage.
That was nasty. Oh boy. All right. Well, here we go. Kiwi Face actually is going to get picked off and will be out of the game. Creo, or not out of the game quite. He will be down. Izzy, yes, he is finally going to be out of this. So it's going to be up to Creo.
Look at Parallax. He's using the shadow bombs again just to get in position.
Parallax is
He's looking to drop another build, by the way.
This guy's a
He's
stat.
all over it. He's all over it.
He's got a problem. I'm just throwing it out there. Well, now.
He wants you to be down in the low ground.
Yeah,
right?
he wants a low ground warrior gameplay. Keep it old school, baby. That's what he wants. There's Space Lion and Parallax's duo. That was 7 eliminations. I think 5 elims he picked off of that. 5 or 6 elims he picked off of that. Crazy stuff there. Space Lion going to use that jump pad, but Parallax is going to go down, and that is very unfortunate because Space Lion does not have the HP. He's going to go inside of the box here. Does regroup, manage to get outside of this, and drops a level down because he does not have the H1 clean shot with that pump, and it is a wrap. But he's trying to get on top. He does. He gets on top. Right on Paris. Oh my word! He manages to find himself, and he snags a couple eliminations, looking for another one as well. That player's gonna go down. He's knocked out. This is insane. What a play there from Space Lion.
Another launch pad. He hasn't even reloaded yet. Going out.
How many launch pads this guy has?
At least another one in the inventory, according to this interface right here. He goes and there it is. Pulls it out.
There's too many launch pads, Monster. There's too many launch pads in the game, darn it. Space Lion, though. Oh, man. That was just...
Saw Parallax pop off.
Drop down.
Now Space popping off for himself. Creo does manage to... Okay, no. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There it is. 1 HP. Space Line still in it. He's still in it. There's hope.
Never mind.
Not anymore.
That was a good run, Space Lion. Nothing but respect for you, my friend. But Creo with the Splodes is also going to have that smoke bomb too. It's going to shoot the Splodes and force those players to go down. Now Creo owns the high ground. And I think Keto trying to get up top, trying to get right in his face here, but Creo finds him. And that is going to be the down onto Credo, who manages to get that siphon from that as well, which couldn't come at a better time because he ended up taking that fall damage. And look at the way the Creo's just looking around the map. So paranoid. And we have a good old-fashioned free-for-all here, Monster. All these players solo in this matchup, looking to just win it for their duos. The Splodes goes down. Gilly's going to be out of the fight. Kai outside of the storm, and Creo follows up with the blue pump victory. Royale for Creo.
Yeah, nice clean end game there. Those teams made a big mistake. They split up.
How many eliminate? I don't know if that was a spectator issue, but
at least we get to see all Space's launch pads.
All of his
just
launch
littered all over the map.
He had to have every launch pad on the server.
I think
hands
so.
down.
Must have had a vending machine rotation for sure. Something happened there. Into the next game now.
And look where we are, by the way. We are in New Tilted, which
Charcoal Towers.
Charcoal Towers. Yes. It doesn't have the it doesn't have the what do they call that? Oh my goodness. I'm drawing a blank on it.
Like the C and C and the T.
Like Peter Parker, like that. But we'll get to that later.
Torch Towers.
Torch Towers. There you go.
You.
Torch Towers. I
come up with these all day.
Okay. Sure, that's what the people want for us to do, Monster. But this event that happened, nuking Tilted Towers, is crazy. What a shot there.
Smoke ate the big boom shot to the forehead. Gets taken out by LYE Jax. That was clean. He jumped out the baller. Didn't have any health.
That was insane stuff there. Good job. We've seen so many great Boombo plays.
Honestly, and Sundown said it right. Now you notice all the lobbies, these guys are using their last games in the final moments right now. They're trying to get as many games as possible. That's why there's not as many players in the lobbies, but you see the aggression is at an all-time high from some of these players. They're trying to get through it.
Yeah, rack up as many points as you possibly can. We got a couple of players still standing here at the end of the queue time. Just a reminder, NA East queue time is done. Coming up next will be NA West. So we head on over to the West Coast to see who are the players that will move on to tomorrow's games. And Hornet dropping some resources for his teammate, it seems like, just trying to balance things out. Gets Austin. Austin completely caught off guard there. There's a player right behind that wall, too. Ends up dropping back. So Austin's by himself. A teammate nowhere to be found, will be down and more than likely out, courtesy of Vlad, who does get him on the cleanup. You have Cold and Valid here. I said Vlad. Valid.
Vlad.
Trying to be all fancy with it.
I like it.
But they are going to be right. So they backs against the storm here. This is a very scary rotation, Monster. Got to be careful.
But he could have ripped floated away there with the redeploy, but they're going for the ground rotation, looking to connect up to this next build nearby. As now they are hugging up on this. probably looking for a launch pad or something here. But with this natural elevation, they can still always choose to hop off and just float away scot-free. So this layer to the bottom, though, is to themselves. They're good so far.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that rotation at these later rounds, these later games, because you're just trying to snag as many points as possible.
Yeah.
And what better way to do so than by hanging back against the storm and finding